In the 1850s, nearly 1 million immigrants came to the United States from Germany. Two who made the journey were Gerhard Reinders and his wife, Margaretha. They left Germany for England and departed from Liverpool, arriving in New York aboard the ship the Andrew Foster on May 8, 1854. 2 years later, in 1856, a small town in Waukesha County, Wisconsin, situated where a stretch of rail intersects a plank road, incorporates as the village of Elm Grove. In 1870, Gerhard Reinders, who by now lives in Oak Creek, sells his land and moves his growing family to a farm in Elm Grove. It's here where Gerhard's son, John, will meet and marry Margaret Reiter and begin a family tradition of customer service, quality products, and trust based on honest relationships. With the end of the Civil War, people once again began looking west. Some traveled far. Others simply moved from Milwaukee to farm the fertile prairies of Waukesha County. A few that made the move to Waukesha County remembered a general store back in Milwaukee where the service was friendly, personal, and reliable. They convinced the owner, Margaretha Reiter, that there was an opportunity to expand her business in Elm Grove. So in 1866, in the basement of a house located on Watertown Plank Road, next to the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul Railroad, Margaretha opened a general store. In March of 1886, John Reinders marries Margaret Reiter and soon takes over the general store on the Plank Road. Over the next 50 years, the John Reinders Company continues to grow, surviving the ups and downs of a half-century in business. In 1897, John's son George joins the company, and the company is renamed John Reinders & Son. That same year, Reinders adds a new feed mill, and in the Reinders tradition of innovation, install a gasoline engine to power the grinder. In the following years, Reinders & Son is selling coal, farm machinery, and cement. Steady growth throughout the early part of the 20th century leads to another store expansion in 1925. After John retires, sons George, Clarence, and Roland Reinders take over in 1926. They divide the business with the feed, fuel, and building materials business, going to George and Roland Reinders. They form a partnership and operate as Reinders Brothers. Soon the brothers move into the fuel oil storage and delivery service. The end of Prohibition boosts business when farmers find a revived market for barley and turn to Reinders Brothers for processing and shipment to Milwaukee breweries. In December of 1938, Reinders Brothers celebrates the opening of a new warehouse with a party and invite 3,000 people. 10,000 showed up. The brothers continue expanding with the addition of feed manufacturing plants in Waukesha, Sussex, and Watertown. In 1946, Roland and George dissolved the partnership and formed two corporations, Elm Grove Milling to handle the wholesale operations, and Reinders Brothers Incorporated to handle the retail operations. Over the next 50 years, Reinders Brothers evolves to serve the changing needs of customers. They take on new products and services and eliminate others. They add a garden store, sell the coal and oil business, and add new mixing equipment to provide cleaner feed. A 30-car train derailment in 1958 damages part of the garden center. The following year, a fire damages the Watertown feed plant. By this time, Roland's son Robert Reinders joins the business, followed shortly thereafter by Richard Reinders. In the 60s, as more and more farmland is being developed into subdivisions with home lawns and gardens, Robert saw an opportunity to grow. So he established a retail garden center and expanded into the power equipment segment. By 1971, Reinders was an official Toro commercial equipment distributor, Richard continued Reinders' diversity by expansion into commercial turf irrigation products. And in the Reinders tradition of providing education, the company hosts its first turf conference in 1973. In 1979, Reinders adds bag salt to their product line and becomes a Morton salt distributor. And in the 1990s, the company introduces lighting and water feature products. These product lines are the foundation of the Reinders Corporation today. Though the journey was not without setbacks, the entrepreneurial spirit, the traditions of growing to meet the changing times, and constant attention to customer service that began 150 years ago, still drives the Reinders Company today. As the Reinders family celebrates 150 years of business, we look forward to continuing those traditions over the next 150 years that have helped us be successful. With great pride, we'll continue serving our customers, and we thank you for your continued friendship, loyalty, and support.